Hello everyone, welcome to today's card reading. This is going to be a little bit of a special one because I'm making this reading initially for my Patreon supporters. As you may know, on Patreon we do the monthly healing journey, and every month we take a different topic or theme, and then we investigate that theme. So this month, for October, the theme is about how do I release worry and anxiety. I'm working with worry and anxiety this month. So I've decided to do meditation, not a meditation, a card reading this month on that topic. I'm going to do a pick a card reading, and we are just going to see how you can what you should be aware of when it comes to worry and anxiety. And I'm sending you some beautiful healing just before we get started. Put us all in the right mind. There we go. I'm making this exclusive first for my Patreons, and then I will open it up for general public on YouTube. So let's see. So we ask our guides and angels and spirit and universe to help calm us and ease our minds, stop our thoughts that are running everywhere, so that we can be focused on this reading and that we understand the messages that the universe has for us today around worry and anxiety. Wonderful, wonderful. Oh, it's just got such a nice feeling inside. Oh, beautiful. Wow. Okay, so I'm going to give you, as normal, 3 options. I'm going to shuffle now, and while I shuffle, and if you want to watch this, you can. I'm going to do it fast forward, just a quick shuffling. And if you do watch it, in your mind, just think about, think about the worry and the anxiety or fear that you may want to know about. Just think about the question, what does the universe want me to know around fear and anxiety? How can I stop worrying? Maybe what advice or guidance does the universe have for me? So when I shuffle, if you just want to think about those type of questions while you watch, if you don't want to watch, if you just want to come back to when we have the 3 options, I will have it time stamped below. So let's get started, shall we? Okay, so welcome back. We have the 3 options here. Option number 1 is this crystal with another crystal inside of it. It's so beautiful. Such a beautiful crystal, this one. So that's for option number 1. Option number 2 is this one. I bought them recently at a crystal shop here in Lund, but I don't know the names of them right now. I haven't studied them. I just felt drawn to them. So this is for option number 2. And this one I got years ago. Can it focus, you think? Oh, there we go. Option number 3. It's just beautiful. It's so hard to see the shimmer in this light because, you know, it's winter's coming here in Sweden. So it's hard to, the light is getting darker now. So choose your option, 1, 2, or 3, and check the timestamps below. Yeah. So let's start with option number 1. Okay, option number 1. What does the universe want us to know today, for you specifically, around worry and fear? This card tells me that we are our own worst enemy. You are your own worst enemy. You can say it like that, right? You look at all these circles just going out from her. Yeah. And when it comes to worry and when it comes to anxiety, it feels like it might be your mind that is the thing that causes you most anxiety, most fear. You're overthinking, you're overanalyzing. It definitely feels like this is one of the reasons why you might be struggling with anxiety. Yes, visualization. This is the third eye chakra, and maybe you need to work with that chakra a little bit, your third eye. Maybe you need to start visualizing, and we're talking here in this card about manifestation as well, this card. So it is all about for you to work on I want to say affirmations, but it feels more than just an affirmation. It's more than just saying, oh, I'm okay, or I'm great, or I'm not afraid, or it's more than that. It's thinking by yourself, like retelling, like think to yourself the life that you want. If you want this life without fear, how can I have this fearless life, this worry-free life? What can I do? And then like almost like a movie, like tell yourself a story, visualize it with your third eye, and then figure out what it is. How do you think you can be worry-free and fear-free, and start living that story that you tell yourself. It's about that. She's sitting by the water. Again, it's what we were talking about, the visualizing. It looks to me like she's meditating and that she's just enjoying being where she's at. And she's built these cups at the behind on a sandcastle with cups, right? And the Nine of Cups generally represents something to do with congratulations, you did something well, you've built it, but just remember to keep your focus. Don't lose your focus on what you've been building, because it can fall down if you don't keep that foundation strong, right? Nothing lasts forever. So enjoy where you're at, but just bear in mind that, that can happen. So for me, this card in this instance, because I read more intuitively, is it keeps on, for me, this is the same as with this manifestation, this idea of the third eye. So just keep on thinking how you can use your imagination, visualize, and think the story that you want to tell yourself. Yeah. What a beautiful, beautiful walking. She's walking away from something. Can you see this person, the face? I don't know why I'm not focusing today, but the face is looking out. Yeah. And she's walking away from something, ending something. So it's saying to you, I feel like you really need to think about the things of what is it that makes you, why are you so worried all the time? Why are you so anxious? And it feels like a lot of it is in your head. So just start working with your, end that stuff of the way you worry, and become more open and tell yourself a new story. Yeah, tell yourself a beautiful story with, it can be as elaborate as you want it to be. You don't have to have a story that's like everybody else's story. Look at how this parrot and the fairy with the wings, you can give yourself wings, fly. If you think that you struggle from, not think, but if you struggle from anxiety, or if you struggle from worry, give yourself the freedom to tell yourself a story that is so far-fetched that you almost burst out laughing and the worry disappears, right? I used to struggle from a lot of anxiety myself, and trauma. I had severe trauma, and I would start to tell myself outrageous stories, my life outrageously funny and joyful stories, even though I didn't feel it or believed it. But just by telling myself these stories that I started to believe the stories. And even in my dreams, I started dreaming more happy instead of nightmares. So totally work on your third eye. Yeah, be optimistic about it. Yeah, enthusiastic, optimistic. Make it fun. Make it something that that's it's joyful. It's something that you can just enjoy doing when it comes to your when it comes to breaking the worry, when it comes to telling yourself a new story that does not involve fear. Yeah, and use your mind for that. Use your third eye. Meditate. The moon card says stillness. So again, meditate, go quiet, close the door to that negative things that keep on in your mind. I think definitely for you, worry, just to sum it up, worry is something that is in your mind. It goes over and over and over, and you manifest a lot of worry maybe in your life, or things that aren't so positive because of your thoughts. So try and change your thoughts. Visualize new stories. Visualize joy. Visualize peace. Create a space for yourself where you can be still, and then from there your worries will really you will start working with worry. You will start working with anxiety, and take your time with it. Be joyful with it. Don't be enthusiastic, but don't take it too seriously, because life is serious enough, right? So that's for you for option number 1. Thank you for listening. So now let's move to option number 2. If you chose this beautiful crystal that has this shimmer of indigo in it, and when the light is right, you can almost see through it. It's stunning crystal. So we're working today with worry and fear, and we ask the universe what we need to know when it comes to worry and when it comes to fear. I get immediately the clock is ticking. For some reason, it has something to do for you. Worry has something to do for you with time. I don't know, maybe it is that there's a certain time of the day that you worry more than others. I don't know if it feels maybe you a nighttime worrier, somebody that lies awake at night. There's a light bulb. Maybe it's somebody that you lie awake at night and you just can't stop worrying. You just hear that ticking clock, right? So maybe be aware of the times that you worry. When is the times that you get really anxious and worry about things? Is it in the middle of the night? So maybe then start implementing things that are, things that are not, that can break that cycle, so that in the evenings maybe take a nice hot bath or have a nice cup of hot milk or something that really eases you down. Don't watch news or action movie before you go to sleep. So just think about those things, when it comes to worrying and anxiety. For me, this card with the rainbow at the top feels like she's trying to climb out of something, and maybe you have been trying hard to get out of your cycle. Maybe you feel like the clock is ticking. The time has come now for you to stop, for you to bring on a change. And the universe is telling you, yes, if you've been thinking that is right. That is right. Now is the time for you to stop with this nonsense. Stop worrying, stop being anxious, and get a plan. Get a plan. I mean, look at this little dude with his sword. Yeah, he has his kitty cat there. He has his books. He's ready, man. And it feels like the universe is telling you, you are ready. You are ready to start working on your worry. You are ready to start focusing on stopping it, like stop it dead or deal with it. Sometimes we worry so much about things and none of them actually happen. So remember that when you start going into your cycle of worrying or fear, we're so afraid of things and then they never actually happen, right? So universe is saying, and this card is exactly giving the same message as this one for me. It's saying that this little dude is so ready. You are so ready to work on your worrying, to start fighting it. You're strong enough to do it. You can do it. I mean, you have all the tools. It might be something you've been thinking about for a while, that you just had enough now. You've had enough of worrying, and now it's time for you to stop with that. Stop with that nonsense. I keep on saying this. Keeps on repeating in my head. Stop with the nonsense. Focus. Learn. You are strong enough. You can really figure it out. And enjoy. Have fun with it. You don't always need to. You don't always need to be somebody that has to take life so seriously. Maybe you feel like you have to be the responsible one in the life that you lead. Maybe you are a parent, or maybe for some reason you are a leader, or I don't know, it feels like maybe you are somebody that feels like you have to be the responsible one. You're the one that has to put food on the table, or you're the one that has to keep discipline, or whatever it is. And so you worry or you are anxious about things around you. And this is saying to you that, yes, you might be, but you are strong enough now to move. That clock is saying to you, you're done with that shit. Sorry, I didn't mean to swear. You're done with that stuff. It's done. You can just move on now and but enjoy doing it. Don't take it so seriously. Don't take your responsibilities always that seriously. Life is full of giggles and laughs and joyful moments, and we don't always need to be so serious. Within you is all you need to know. Again, the strength is saying that you can deal with the worries. You can overcome your worries. Yeah, you can overcome your worries. There's the strength. There's this little holding that sword up. It's saying to you, don't think you're not strong enough. Just, you can do it. And also, her hands holding hands together. If you believe in something, if you are, whether you're a Christian or if you're into Wicca, whatever it is that you believe in, the universe or angels, connect with that, what you believe in. And the sky up there, it's connect with that thing, or whether it's your higher self, and ask for the help. Ask to be shown how you can break your cycle. Yeah, how you can break this worrying cycle. Receive. So, because you will receive the answers, things will come to you if you ask. If you maybe not being the strong one all the time, and sometimes show a little vulnerability, show a little your true feelings, show what it is that you feel, because sometimes people don't realize what is going on inside you unless you really tell them. And we feel sometimes we don't want to tell people that we're afraid or that we worry because we're going to look weak or not strong enough or whatever it is. But sometimes if we tell people how we feel, and not lie awake in the middle of the night worrying about things, but we talk about it to somebody close to us or anybody really, we realize that other people are feeling the same as we do. It's not, we're not on our own. We're not alone in this. And of course, now is a time that there's probably a lot of anxiety and worry in the world. All around us, it feels like everybody's worrying and everybody's anxious. And your message for option number 2 is that, yes, you worry, but figure out what is the trigger, what is the time of day that you worry, and then do something. Start from that point. Yeah, it's like this. If you, I read somewhere that there is, if you have something that occupies your mind, yeah, you only need 90 seconds to change that thing. I'm going to cough. Excuse me. You only need 90 seconds to change a thought. Yeah. So if you lie awake and that clock is ticking and you worrying about things and you're worrying, if you can catch yourself, oh, I got to stop now. And you change into your thought to something else, and you start thinking of consciously forcing yourself to think of something else. Yeah. And you think of, maybe you think of a beautiful rose or a walk on the beach that you enjoyed, and you just walk on that beach in your mind, and you do that for around 90 seconds. That worry thought that you had will not be so powerful. It will probably be gone, and you might actually drift off to sleep if you're a nighttime worrier. So think of those kind of things that, think of ways to interrupt it, because, it really is for you a thing of the timing. It's for you is the time of day that you worry, and if you worry that you aren't going to be able to deal with your worries and anxieties, the universe is telling you you are strong enough. You have the sword, you have the strength. You just need to ask and know that you will receive. You will receive the help that you need in order to go through whatever it is that you're going through right now. Okay? So that's what I have for you. Now we have option number 3. If you chose this beautiful shimmering crystal, if it was in the right light. And so for you guys, let's see what the universe wants you to know around worry and fear. There's the owl. The owl to me represents so many things, and all of them good. The owl is this silent, he's so quiet. I don't know if you've seen maybe some videos on how owls actually move and how they fly and how utterly quiet they are. Absolute silence. They just flap those wings, but you don't hear them, and they're so fast. So that's one thing that owls are. They're silent, they're fast, and they're strong, and they're wise. I just love owls. There's so much wisdom in owls. So let's see what that means for you. Yes. So when it comes to worrying and anxiety for you, I think this option number 3 people are people that are very strong people, are people that go out and find things. They action oriented. Yeah, they want to make things happen. But maybe sometimes when you are too driven or too action, too much movement, you just want to do things all the time, and too much planning, that could be a reason for you that increases your worry, that increases your anxiety. So over formulating things, over planning things, might be something that you might not get your wish because you might be too focused, you might be too action oriented. Yeah, and that might lead to anxiety because you have it all so planned out that if one thing goes wrong, and which you worry about, that if that one thing goes wrong, you lie there. It's like maybe you are a person that is one of those what if people. Yeah, very driven, very action, but you always think, what if? What if this happens? What if that happens? So maybe start thinking of different ways in which you can approach life so that it's not so much of a what if scenario. You stop with a what if this and what if that, because those don't really help you in the long run. And definitely this people that chose this option are very much doers. This is fire, action, and yes, she's sitting there meditating. She's a hermit on her own. And again, oh, can you see the owl up there? Beautiful little owl. So maybe I suggest what you do is, if you want to know more, is go and look up owls. In terms of what they mean in the shamanic or different cultures, what owls represent. Because maybe there's an owl energy around you right now that is telling you that, you are wise. You know what it is that's worrying you. You know what it is that causes you anxiety. And maybe you need to step away from those things that cause it to you and go on your own for a little bit and just ease things down for a while. Yeah. Transform, change, shift, end. Those are the kind of messages that I feel coming through. Very dark fairy. There's a lot of nature here for you as well. You know, like not nature as in trees, but as in natural, as in air, fire, earth, the elements. That's a word. There's a lot of elements here. It feels like you are. I mean, you really are a strong person. You really want to just go out and get things done. But there might be a lot of change happening, and maybe this change is causing you to worry. Maybe it does have to do with family. You could be a child, or you could be a parent. We all are children of somebody, right? But there's something that is maybe causing you to be anxious, and it has to do with ending, transformation, parenting, childhood. Might be a parent that you're worried about, or a child that you're worried about. But it has something to do with that. But know that you're strong. You have that owl energy around you, the swiftness, the strength of the owl, the wisdom. Yeah. And this is saying keep doing what you're doing. You are a strong person, right? You are an action person. So that is not necessarily a bad thing, being that. Keep going with that, because that is good. But just be aware sometimes that when we are so focused on what we're doing, that we are so active, action driven, that we forget to stop. You know, we forget to stop and watch the fire, go inside and be by ourselves a little bit. Yeah. Oh, yeah, perfect. Can you see the ebb? You know, the ebb and flow. So sometimes it's like you got to move forward. You know, you got to fulfill things you need to do. You got to be that owl that's doing things. But an owl is also sits and watches, right? So it's this complete and utter balance between the ebb and the flow, between the doing and the resting. The owl rests, but the owl can be active. The butterfly transforms from from a worm or whatever into this beautiful, beautiful being, right? So remember these things when it comes to fear and anxiety. It feels that you're very conflicted, but you're also very sure about what you want. So when it comes to worry and when it comes to fear, just the universe is saying, go quiet, accept the times that there will be times that things are a little bit rough for you. Accept those times, just go with them, breathe through them, and use the owl energy for when you really feel you cannot stop your worrying. And know that you are strong enough. Know whatever changes are coming in your life, that you can handle them, because you will fulfill your wishes. Look at that beautiful chest in there with the gold inside. So things will happen, but it will, maybe you have a little bit of work ahead of you. There's something happening, but know that it will work out. In the long run, it will work out. So thank you for watching, and blessings to you, my third option people. I send you lots of healing.